this is Diana with Artfully Yours, and here I am just drawing in the basic shapes, blocking out the basic shapes of the composition, and then I go in more with the texture and then add variations of color. So right there with the water, there is actually a digital tool that is kind of like a wavy line that looks like water, so I often use that tool for water. And for the blades of grass, there is another tool that actually makes a pointy tip. On one end it's more blunt, and then it goes out into a pointy tip, so that helps me out with the grass. And that takes a lot of repetition to put in all that grass, because I do put in about 3 different values of green. So there I'm going in with the second value of green. And then there's the darkest third value of green. And I'm making them just go all in different directions, and to make it look more natural and organic. And then I decide to make the ones that are more away from the moon the darkest. Then I'm going back into the water, trying out different colors, trying to gauge and adjust the brightness and darkness of it, since it is supposed to be nighttime. But with the full moon, of course, things can be pretty very lit up, especially water since it reflects light. And then I use that same tool for the grass. I use it for pointy petal flowers, which I'm putting in purple flowers right now. And that same tool helps me get that pointy edge, that pointy tip, I mean. And then I go back over with white, not trying to cover up all of the purple, but making it look more like the light is shining on the petals, so you can still see the purple, even though I'm adding white, pretty strong white highlights. I don't take away the purple all the way. And the ones that are up closest, like up facing the moon, I make them even lighter. So then I took away what I had done with the water, and there I have the lotus flowers on there, and I can take away layers and put them back. So I can't see because my recording box covers part of my image, but the lotus flowers I had clicked off so that I could do all that texture for the water. And I'm gonna then I just clicked off the lotus flower layer, so I could get into all that texture of the water and add colors. Trying to adjust the darkness with the lightness. And then where there is all that green grass, that does have to have a little bit of green reflecting in the water there. So then I click back on the lotus flower layer after the water texture is done. That's what's really cool about this digital app program. Probably all digital programs, digital art programs, you probably can click on and off layers, and that way you can work in background layers and then bring back the foreground objects. So I had to paint back in the flowers because I messed up on something with the layers and it covered up all the flowers that I had first put in. So then I had to paint the purple flowers over again. I'm putting in the centers of the flower, which I put in brown first. Then I dab in a little bit of dark red, then I dab in some yellow, and then finally dab in a little bit of white for the centers of the flowers. Okay, I'm working on the trees and also a little bit of the sky on the right, because that's just looking like a green blob right now. So I'll be going back in and defining that more. And opening up that back part, that back part where the back of the stream will show more. And I'm using a digital tool now that it has angular shapes on it, but when you bunch it all together, it gives a good effect of leaves. And then for the clouds there, the moon or the clouds in the sky, I do have like they call it an airbrush tool, which is really good for making very, very soft, puffy shapes. And then I see that I'm thinking that the lotus flowers are competing too much with the color, the white of the moon, but eventually I adjust those colors of the lotus flowers, but I'm still working on the tree right now because I'm deciding about what values of shades of green are going to be best there, because since it is facing the moonlight, I have to lighten it up a little bit more on the edge. So then I play around with whether I add stars or not, and I decide not to. I'm making that grass darker there that's furthest away from the moonlight. And I don't know where I did, because my recording box is covering it, but the lotus flowers I don't keep them completely white. I tone them down so that the whitest part is the moonlight. And everything else in the picture is a little bit toned down. And then the grass that's closest to the moonlight right there, I lighten that up. So I'm finished now, and I'm showing close-ups. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe. And check out one of my last videos, which I demonstrate how to make index card butterfly embellishments.